Hey guys, welcome back to Ox Tools. I'm Tom. This is a Meatloaf 93, and it's the usual mixed bag of subjects. We've got a viewer appreciation package that showed up. We'll take a look at that. And he's a budding YouTube creator, so we'll give him a little shout out for his channel, and then you guys can go check it out. There'll be a link in the description. Got an eBay purchase that we'll take a look at, and flea market finds. Went to the flea market on Sunday and got a couple things of interest. We'll check those out, and then we got a little repair job that we're going to take on and take a look at too. So let me change the camera and we'll look at some of this stuff. I got it all laid out here, and we'll scope it out and check it out. Okay, so here's this first one. This is a viewer appreciation, and this comes to us from Dave Mateer, and he's in San Diego, California. And Dave has a little, a starting YouTube channel called the Mini Machine Shop. And you can take a look at the description. There's a link to his channel, and you guys can go check it out. He's got a few videos. And so he's just starting out, so give him some views and give him some comments. Check him out. Anyway, Dave and I were talking via email, and he wanted to send something into the show. And so he sent a couple things in. So we got a nice 4-inch C-clamp here. So this is it's a what is it? Tokyo Suzuki. Yeah, sorry, I had it upside down. Now it's a spitting image of an Armstrong or a Wilton in this size, and in fact that's what I thought it was when I saw it. And now Dave, he does really nice work, lots of detailing. He actually painted this thing, so that's why it's got this this patina on it here. So when I first saw it, I thought it was a copper-plated screw, but I think he used some gold paint on this, so I don't think this is a copper-plated screw. Now, maybe it is. You know, it'd be hard to. You know what? I might take that back. Maybe this is a copper-plated screw. You see copper-plated screws because for welding, the berries don't stick to it. But so maybe this was. So I don't know, Dave. Maybe you chime in on the comments and let me know if you painted the screw on this or not. And anyway, nice C-clamp. Who doesn't want a good forged C-clamp? This is a nice, sturdy-looking one there. This is a little tweaked, but that's okay. We can straighten that. So, and then there's this cool little lock. Let's pull this out and take a look at it. This is I don't know where he. Okay, that's 2 keys. So it's a magnetic lock here. Look at that. It works. That's curious. So this is a magnet. Let's see. Oop. Okay. Now I'm really curious if we can defeat this with another magnet. So this is a busted piece of rare earth magnet here. Oh, interesting. Let's stick it in there. Oh, I didn't like that. Interesting. Well, that's pretty good. It's not any old magnet. It has to be that. Huh. Well, now I want to take it apart and look at it and see what they're doing in there. That one's pretty powerful. Cool. Well, it works. All right, Dave. Thanks for the goodies. Oh, and now I'm intrigued. Look at that. Simple toys for simple minds, right? Huh. So it's called a Jimmy, and and a magnetic lock. So and you get a couple of keys with it. Anyway, thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Okay, so this is a couple of eBay finds here, and these are pretty cheap on eBay, and they're just a small angle plate and then a small cube here. Okay, and I bought these. It's mainly as a surface grinding project, actually. So I figured, hey, you know what? There's, eBay's loaded with lots of beat up toolmaker stuff like angle plates and cubes and all kinds of stuff, and so they make a good surface grinding reconditioning project. So now this one's actually kind of interesting here because it looks like it was scraped at one point, and so Taft Pierce used to make an angle iron like this, although I don't see any markings on this particular one. And it's not bad. It's got a little gouge here and a little drill dot there, and but this will make a nice little project for, and we'll grind that up and get it all nice and sweet and clean again. This one here it's 3-inch. About 75 millimeters, something like that, and then it's 4 inches this way, or 110 millimeters that way. So, and it's nice and heavy, so we can take a little off here, and it's not gonna hurt anything. And then this cube here, this is it's about a 3-inch cube, 75 millimeter cube. And I already it's cast iron too, by the way, so which grinds a little different than steel. So I was already fiddling around with it a little bit too. So, and surprisingly, I ran an indicator around it. It wasn't bad when I got it. It was actually pretty good. So that makes it that much easier to recondition. So anyway, so that's going to be coming up, and this was $20 plus $8 for shipping or something like that, to my doorstep. So. I can't buy the steel to make this for that kind of money. So, and it's already, 90% there. So keep that in mind if you're, you can recondition some of these things yourself if you want to have this kind of tooling around. This is actually a handy shape right here. So you can clamp stuff to it and grind it or mill it or whatever. So anyway, eBay find. So we'll check it out later. Okay. So this is this week's flea market finds, and actually kind of, it was real hot. It was hot this weekend, so there wasn't a lot of people out there, but I still managed to get a couple of things. I lugged this around. I found this real early, so I was lugging that around in my backpack. It's just a little cast iron drill press vise. I have a smaller one like this, and this was $10, and it's not in bad shape. And the other thing is, it had this knurled handle on it, which the one I have has it has a cross handle, and then when I want to spin it with one hand on the bench, the handle's longer than the distance from the center here, so it hits, and you got to fart around with it and whatnot. It's kind of a minor thing, but so you'd have to have it hanging over like this to turn it. So so anyway, we'll give that a little bath and clean it up a little bit and lubricate it and put it over near the drill press. And and I use this on the welding table too to hold stuff at an angle or whatever, just to hold one end of it up, and I don't worry about it. So I think I bought these together. These are some Utica Pliers here. And these actually have little screwdriver tips in them here in the legs, and the handles caught my eye again. But this is a kind of an odd pattern. Somebody out there will know what this pattern is. Small and large, kind of elliptical grabber areas there. But I don't think I have a pair like that. Well, let's put it this way: I haven't looked. So maybe that's what we'll do. Is when I go to put these away, we'll go look in the plier drawer and see what's in there. You guys might get a kick out of that. So this is like 20 bucks for both of these, I think is what it was. So then this was 2 bucks, a little spanner wrench. You know, I think I've said this in the past, I always buy these when I see them. This one's got a fairly large radius here. It may have been modified a little bit on the fly here, but that's okay. It's still good. So 2 bucks for that. Okay, and then here's the nice finds for the weekend. Let's look at this first, and we're gonna check this out. So this is a double beveled machinist square, and it's made by Tessa, which is a Swiss company. And you know, this is 6 inch, 150 millimeters this way, and 4 inch here. You know, 75 millimeter, or excuse me, 100 millimeters that way. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a little bit of staining on it, nothing too serious. But we're going to go over on the surface plate, and we'll do a little inspecting on this and just see what kind of shape this thing's in. You know, when you find one at the flea market laying on the ground, basically, you don't know what you're buying there. So we'll give it a little test and see what it looks like. So the same guy had this thing here. Okay, and what we have here is this is a 0 to 1 blade micrometer here. Okay, and you see it's got the narrowed section here, and these are nice thin blades, and you know, non-rotating spindle. Okay, that's the characterization. You know, that's one of the features of a blade mic. Okay, and I'll tell you, if you don't have a blade, oh, this one's a slant line, they call this. The quarter lines are slanted, so you can see them a little bit better. It's kind of nice. So this one's in pretty good shape here. And now I have one of these already, and I have somebody in mind to send this to. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have one, so we're gonna figure out who this goes to. And it had this nice little pouch here, this little pocket protector. And I'll tell you, this is going to be one of my new sayings here. It says, if at first you do succeed, try to hide your astonishment. Which I thought was pretty damn funny. So that's going to be a new oxism there. So hey, let's take a run over to the surface plate, and we'll set this thing up, and we'll check out this square and see how good it is. All right, so we got this over here on the little surface plate, and we're going to check it out here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just feeling for any burrs or any little nicks, and it's actually really nice. There's no, you know, if I run my fingernail along it, there's no notches or grabbies along there, which is great. Somebody's initials there, I don't know, hard to say. So, you know, normally you'd use them like that. This is a little hard to inspect because it's such a fine edge, but what we can do is we can lay it down like this and get a reading this way. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll clamp it to a little angle plate here carefully. Slide that along, put a little pressure on it downward. All right, so now that won't tip over. So, oh yeah, you know, the other thing I was thinking about too is, you know, it's really important that you wipe off your surface plate every time before you use it, and in between and everything. So I've been experimenting with these little microfiber cloths, and they seem to work really well, and they're washable too. And then you run your hand across it, and it actually does a good job of picking up any dust or anything like that. Now I've used the Standridge cleaner on here recently, within the last day or so, and so that's pretty good. Let's set this back down. Okay, and then we're going to use our squareness comparator here. Okay. And let's see, make sure we can see all that crud there. Okay. So I'm just going to use this as a reference here. And then we tip that. All right, make a little adjustment there. And I'll see if I can move the camera so you guys can see the dial here. Actually, you know what? Hey, let me do that. I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you're pointing more downhill and you can see the top of this thing here. All right. So we're calibrating this on here. I'm going to have to shade this so you guys can see it. All right. So we're sweeping it back and forth. This has a curved front on it here that we're rocking on the standard, and the indicator is in line with that. All right. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now we'll come over here and we're going to test the square. About 2/10 there. Just double check, make sure nothing moved or wiggled there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, okay. I'm going to say 2/10, something like that. So that's pretty good for a flea market find there. And so now keep in mind that there's two surfaces to check here. The inside surface is a little harder to check. The outside's, obviously pretty easy. So let's take that off for a sec. Get that out of the way. So one thing we can do is we've tested the outside. So what we can do actually very easily here is to test the parallelism of that side to that side, right? So we can run an indicator along here, and I don't have one set up on a stand right this second, but we can run an indicator along there, and so if that's parallel with that, okay, then that side is square with that, and then within 2/10, or yeah, well, depending on how parallel it is, okay. And then we can also check the parallelism of this side pretty easily to this side. So you can get a relative comparison to the outside, which was easy to check. Okay, does that make sense? And so, yeah, I want to see if I can get some of this staining off of here. I don't want to rub off the maker mark here, which looks like it's laser engraved here. But I want to see if I can get off some of that little bit of corrosion there. So I think I'll spray it with some M1, let it sit, and then I'll come in with some really fine Scotch-Brite and see if I can brighten that up a little bit. Anyway, nice square, roughly 2/10 squareness over the length of that, over 150 millimeters. So, well, I don't know, not quite. All right. All right, so here's this little repair job here. There's there was a little handle that looks kind of like this. Out you come. That's in there, that's snapped off. So now, this should be pretty straightforward. Famous last words, right? It's broken off flush with that. We're going to do an easy out on this thing, or we're going to try that. The only one issue that I've had with stuff like this is where the end of the screw gets mushroomed by cranking it down against whatever's underneath there. So sometimes they can be a problem coming out. So what I'm going to do first is just get a nice flat on there that covers the center, and then I'm going to give it a nice little center pop there. Move that over. So you saw I gave it kind of a light one there. That was in case I didn't like the position where that it landed on, since I can't see as good as I used to be. Okay, that looks pretty good now. Alright. So I'm going to bring you in closer. I'm going to grab a drill bit here. I keep I keep forgetting about these left-handed drills that I have. So let's oh, this might be. I think I'm done. All right. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge, was it? Sorry, guys. That was pretty wimpy. I thought it was stuck pretty good. All right. Well, hey, let's keep going here. We're gonna make a new handle, I think. Okay. Let's do that. All right. I got a piece of rod here. We're gonna make a little handle. At least we get to look at a new tool. I don't think you guys have ever seen these before. I've had these since I was a kid, actually. My dad gave these to me. And, you know, McMaster-Carr used to sell these years ago, but I cannot find them in there anymore. And I have not successfully been able to find this company. And it's Mohr Manufacturing Company. M-O-H-R, MF Manufacturing Company, and were in Maywood, Illinois. And this is a set of little die stocks here, which is great, right? And it's got a built-in handle, you know, no matter what size you have, you know, you got a handle, and they're all integral in there. So, great little CNC project for somebody out there that's got a CNC. You could mill those out or water jet them and then put all your dies in there and off to the races. What we want is 3A16, which is that one right there. Put a little liquid love on there. I haven't threaded anything with a die stock in so long. It's pretty funny, actually. So I want to get a nice little bite on it to start with. All right, and then look at it and make sure that it's straight with the world. Getting started straight is really the. So now I'm 90 degrees this way. I'm going to look at it this way. Okay, it looks pretty good. Then I'll look at it this direction here. Okay, I'm looking pretty good. You know, some of you guys are going, why don't you just single point that? And because this is a freebie job for one of my neighbors and I just want it out of here. That's why. Is that enough explanation? All right, so it feels good. I think we're started nice and straight. All right, you guys don't want to watch this whole thing, right? Okay, I'll be back in a minute. All right. Like that. Not too, uh-oh. Hit the tripod. Hopefully not. Hiya. All right. A little more. That looks pretty good. All right, let's hacksaw it off and finish up that end. Off to the races. This one's too coarse. I just have to break this edge a little bit. I think I have the old cap, so I think I have that. I just gotta go look. All right. There's the top one, El Lamo. This is a kind of a funky little tripod here, and there's the busted one. I get the cap. Yep. Okay. All right, I'm done. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hey, per Adam's recommendation, check it out. Pretty cool. Adam, these things rock. It's great. These are these M Audio speakers. They're great.